Shows you.
Oh, okay. We've got Mr. McRoy. Okay, guys, it's 7 p.m. We're gonna call this regular session meeting to order. We'll all stand for invocation.
Heavenly Father, we come to you in prayer to ask you to bless our city, citizens, city staff, and city workers, and this council and mayor. May you guide us and give us wisdom to make the decisions that will please you and benefit our city. In this season of change, may you renew our spirit and give us a fresh new outlook as we strive to move our city in a new direction. Watch over our daily lives and keep us safe. We ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, guys, I'd like to thank everybody for their patience. I know it took a few hours for us to get through that. We did have a good meeting, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit. Invocations, okay, any announcements?
I have one, Jim.
You have one?
Yes, on April the 3rd, in the city park at 2 p.m., there will be a citywide Easter egg hunt. This will be in conjunction with Friends of the Park and the fire department. They're asking for eggs and candy, which, if it's all right with the city, with City Hall, to use it as a drop-off place and at the fire department. There'll be some more specific details, and go over and look on the Friends of the Park page for those details. But that's what they have planned for them.
Okay, thank you. Any more?
We got a couple of,
Is that Easter? Easter?
No,
it's Saturday before.
yes, it's a Saturday before.
We've got a couple of fishing tournaments gonna be in town coming up. You got the high school bass tournament. They'll be over in East Tawakoni on 3/20. And then you got Big Ben's Trophy Cat will be at our city park on 3/20 as well.
Big pin or half pin?
Half in. On 3/20? Yes. Yeah, they're both on the same day. Then on 3/29, you've got the golf tournament at the Bear Creek Golf Course put on by the chamber. That's all I have.
What, that's the 29th, right?
3/29, yes, sir.
Okay. Did?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
maybe a couple of council members involved in that tournament.
Anybody else? All right, any citizens input? No? All right, we're gonna move to the consent agenda item. 6A is the approval of minutes from January 12th of 2021. The meeting was canceled. February 9th, 2021, and February 11th, 2021, meeting was canceled. And was due to illness on that day. February 17th, meeting canceled. February 23rd, 2021, and February 27th, 2021, the meeting was canceled. Item B, approved bills paid and those to be paid. Approval of financial reports for the month of February of 2021. The court report for the month of February 2021. The police department reports from February 2021. Public Works order report, which is completed and outstanding for February 2021. Permit report for the month of February 2021. Leanne, did you have anything on it, Leanne?
That report's in there.
Okay, reports, okay, and code enforcement report for February 2021 by the police department. I saw that in there. EDC minutes from February 2021. And keep Tawakoni beautiful minutes. We have none for the February, and we have also none for the planning and zoning committee. Going back to old business, which is item 7A,
We need a motion.
Oh, Laura, I'm sorry back
Our
there.
discussion.
Well, yeah, we're open
I'll
for
make a
discussion.
I'll make a motion.
Wait a minute.
to- I'm sorry.
For discussion,
These
I
two
thought we were
grumpy,
making
these two grumpy
motions.
guys over here got questions.
I got a question on the general fund.
General fund.
We got a minus $786 under miscellaneous.
That was ADT, they charged us. And that was a credit that they put back on our credit card. And I moved that today down to where it needed to go. It needed to go under administration, line item number 1.65100.
All right,
No, 166,186 security system. That's where.
166.
Yeah,
Mhm.
zero,
Uh-huh.
it had zero,
That-
yeah.
That's,
Okay.
it's gonna come out of there and then it will actually be billed back out of there, but that was a correction.
what about 166,999? $2,184.
That is, that's where it was hitting. That's what you were asking about. 164,999.
No, 166,999,
66.
just down below that.
I don't
Under
see,
administration.
I don't see a 166. 1999.
166.999.
Gotcha, right there, miscellaneous. That is where that it had been hitting. That's where the, okay, hang on, I printed that, what all of the miscellaneous was in that column. Okay, that was, $611 was, and 54 cents was ADT. That was the first bill they had. Then they drafted our account, $786.72. That was the one that was the incorrect one that was to be corrected. Then then actually they charged us for the police departments as well. It's all coming out of administration.
So what will that number be when the tally's done? you think?
When,
Just a
there
guess.
should be, that 786.72 off of there, so it should be around maybe 1,500
That's gonna remain there.
that, but actually now we have a line item for ADT.
Yeah.
So
Where's it at?
that, was added, what number
Is
is
it under
that?
administration?
No, I thought you just said that.
Here it is, 166,186.
Oh, yeah, security system. Yeah, I got it. Okay,
That's where it's gonna be moved to.
okay.
Let's see. The maintenance supplies for the water, what would that be? So maintain.
What number?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's over under the water. It's 126,1141.
Yeah, 1, 2. 1.
126,1141. Maintenance supplies.
Yeah,
Maintenance supplies, water.
The 848.
Oh, it's 17,911.
17,911.
126.
Right above it.
126, 114, 1.
Yeah, maintenance supplies, water. There's already a line
Yeah,
of
I see
chemicals,
it now.
so it's not chemicals.
Right. That's why I'm asking the question.
Hang on, I'm sitting here thinking that's from back, part of it's back during the storm, I think.
Would that be for couplings and things like that, for fixing pipes and things,
No,
Hang on, I think I've got it.
replacing pipes?
Yes.
Where's that
$17,
fuel for the generator?
1141.
huh?
Or that fuel for the generator?
But it's been under, fuel, I believe there's a line out for fuel for, water department.
Because you have vehicle fuel, but you don't have.
Right,
There's equipment fuel in there.
yeah, I think that's maybe this.
Can you give me that line item? For the.
126, 1141 dash.
1141.
And do 46 too.
It's 17,000.
And 46 as well, is that what you said?
Yes.
1141.
I believe a lot of that was with our freeze.
Yeah,
46, you said, Leon?
yeah. It's not too down, it's not too far down from that other one.
So general fund.
What are you looking at there? It's got,
13,760 out of a budget of 20,000. I'm not sure what that is.
Plant maintenance of some kind. Water, sewer, water.
Unless,
That's it.
what was the name of that company that came out and fixed that clarifier? It was right after the storm, the week after the storm.
That would be in the bills that we just paid here in water.
Oh, yeah, it would be.
I don't remember.
Yeah, hang on.
It
We've
says
got,
water, sewer, plant maintenance.
Here's water, here's the water,
we got. No, that wouldn't be it.
what was the number again? How much money?
13,760. It's about 6 or 8 out of them, all the other.
Yeah, I know where it's at on the budget. I'm looking for it.
Oh, no.
Looking for it on the bills page. Let's see. Under bills page.
You're talking about water maintenance?
Four,
Water
six,
plant maintenance, is that what you're talking about?
Says water. sewer,
13,000?
plant.
Yes, 13,760.
that's general fund, hang on. That's water. Okay, I'm back to water. Let's see, the expenses of injury detail.
Okay, 1146, water plant maintenance.
Yeah, water sewer plant maintenance.
Okay. January, we had an expense of $6,513 for Hawk. That was for supplies for the water plant. And then we had electrical repairs.
Yeah,
I remember a big electrical repair.
yeah, that was last month.
Was that last month?
Yeah, because I asked if we were getting bids from other contractors.
I remember Hawk, was it Hawk? Was it Hawk?
What kind of supplies would that be?
Yeah, no,
No, Hawk.
Hawk was the repair, that was the repair to the clarifier. wasn't it?
Okay, maybe that's what, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
They did, Hawk did come out.
Okay,
Right.
and 1141.
Yes.
Okay, let's go way back. Let me read it across this way. Okay,
I don't remember.
Ferguson Waterworks
Yeah.
had 2 of those. Then we had Jim, we had to use his credit card to buy diesel.
For the storms, yeah.
And we also had, let's see, a suction
So that
hose
generator fuel in there?
that,
Yeah, that's what that is.
most of that was diesel and
It was
stuff.
1240,
I couldn't
but
find it separate. I'm looking for it separate. It's not separated.
I thought it was.
And then supplies from Brooms, well, that was back in January though. Those, a lot of those expenses were in January. And I'm sure we still probably will have some more supplies or maintenance that we will have to pay for the freeze that we haven't been billed yet.
I have one question.
Mhm.
Item 1.66.119, it's under administration.
Oh.
It's dues and subscriptions. What is that for?
Hang on. That's general fund.
General, I'm sorry. 1.66.119.
Dues and subscriptions were 289.9% total budget.
Chamber of Commerce or one of my things.
166,
No, there's already an item.
166 what?
1.66.119.
We budgeted 500 and we're 1449.
Okay. The 1449, that is, there's legal expense. It's TML charges us for their services for the year. It's $723, and it was all pulled out of there. It should be split out of water, sewer, general fund, and other categories. So I've got here to split that. And then we also have a membership fee of $500 that come out of there that is from public data, which is to, for the cord and other, when you do a check. So that's what those fees are.
Okay.
And that needs to really be split in other categories. We don't have just a line item for it. It's really not a due or a subscription.
Okay. All right, thank you.
When we buy fuel for mowers, does that just come out of one of the cards, or is there one card we
That
use?
it's got to where they've been using Billy's mostly for getting, the fuel for the mowers.
Because I know we got a line item for mowers. I know we hadn't had to do no mowing in a minute. We got $280.
Just hang on and wait.
No, I know, we got $280.11 we spent on mower fuel, and I'm trying to figure out what we've been mowing.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
did you get some?
They did
fuel in
mow
fuel?
Friday, didn't they?
Did you?
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, when
I
you
know.
get diesel?
The
Yeah,
parking
I
lot
seen that
around here was
somewhere.
mowed.
Oh,
I seen that one somewhere. But then we got, and then there's a 93, it says 93 dump. Is that a 93 dump truck that we don't even have anymore?
I heard it's the old one.
We don't have.
It's sitting, it's sitting up. No, it's not.
We don't have a dump truck. We got a water truck.
Yeah.
And that water truck ain't moved in never.
Need battery.
Yeah.
but-
It's a
But it ain't
very,
moved, is what I'm saying. I'm trying to figure out what this 1993 dump is, with $93.10 worth of fuel being
It's
charged.
usually the card
Well,
that
then
they
they
use,
come along
so
with
whenever they
something.
use that
Well,
card,
with the
that's
battery,
what
they
I
wouldn't go do
categorize it.
Yeah,
They're using the wrong card for it.
right, and I just want to make sure we try to steer away from that, because then you lose track and we don't know what's going where. Okay,
all right, Trevor, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items, and it says A through M, but it's only A
It's
through
A
L.
for
Is
L.
that-
Yeah, I removed one.
Okay.
Cheryl first,
I second that motion.
Kevin second, all in favor,
Kevin Featherston,
Leon, I,
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
unanimous.
all right,
Okay, we're going back to old business. Discussion and or take action, police department computers for patrol cars, Brandon Patrick.
Hello, good evening. I'm going to pass you out a packet from Peacemaker.
Same one that we,
No, it's
oh,
not.
it's a different vendor.
No, same
Oh,
vendor.
it is?
We just, there you go. Is that? I have some extras. So today was a pretty busy day for me. I had to go to the crime lab and reached out to Peacemaker before I went to the crime lab to work out getting the final quotes for the computers. And so when I was on my way there, she called me back. And she told me there was a discrepancy on the first quote that we saw from them. And so she sent me the updated quote, and I asked her to attach an email about the discrepancy for y'all, so you're aware of it. So I'm going to read it, if you don't mind. It says, Chief, and this is about the amount of the computers. That was incorrect invoice from Tech Assurance for 3 units that reflected $3,605.01. The invoice was number 1422 for the Tech Assurance, 3 equal payments of $6,675. I'm sending that over to you to review. That invoice was not for Tech Assurance and was no longer correct. In reviewing the old estimate, it did not add up, and I'm unclear as to why our program did that, but it was not clear, and my apologies. I have updated the estimate to reflect the correct amounts and also included the $750 per unit residual value guaranteed if you choose on the on month 37 to receive new equipment from Peacemaker and turn in the old equipment. Keep in mind, all the equipment installed will have a 3-year no-fault warranty. We guarantee to fix or have a replacement on the way within 48 hours. At the 37th month, if you choose to keep the equipment, you will be billed $1. We hope to continue to renew, and if so, we will take the old equipment on month 37 and bring you all new equipment. If you have any further questions, I'm available this evening. You can call my cell phone, and it has her Leslie Martin. So what happened is, in a nutshell, is that quote 1422 that was for the amount of $3,605.01. Their software, for some reason, put that number there. So the actual invoice for the 3 computers, the total invoice on it is $17,000 and some change. And if you break that out into 3-year payments, it comes up to $6,675.
Those are 3 annual payments, right?
Yes, sir. Those are 3 annual payments. So after this payment, if you choose to approve this after the initial payment, this is something you're going to need to build into the budget next year and the year after that. I was on the phone with the Texas Department of Public Safety, CJIS, yesterday for most of the day. And we did talk about these tablets in the police cars. And there is something that we'll need to add. So with CopSync and CoaLogic, and there has to be a safety device on there that for some reason, if the officer removes the tablet from the police car and he takes a picture of evidence, a car accident or something for the police report, and he sets the computer down or the tablet and it gets stolen or it gets left and he goes back and it's gone or he loses it, we have to have a program on there where they're able to wipe that computer clean from CoaLogic or from our office. And that fee for that would be added to our CopSync, and I believe it's $5 a month for the 3 computers, which I believe he said comes out to about $160 a year.
So it's $15 a month.
$15 a month.
$5 each computer.
$5 each computer.
Yeah, that's what I was.
But with a tablet, you have to have some type of program available. If it was to get lost or stolen, we could wipe it clean.
So what are we looking at now for the bottom line for the 3 units now?
Well, we're looking at 675 times 3.
Okay, so 66.75
66.75 times 3.
for 3 payments, and then we're $1 at the end of the 37th month.
Yes, or you
at
can,
the end of the 36.
right, or you can sign a new agreement with them and it'll bring out
New equipment.
new equipment.
And they'll give
Not,
you $750 for each one they own.
yes, for the tablets. There's a possibility it could be cheaper because hopefully you're not going to have to rebuy dock stations for the units.
Yeah.
So pretty much at that, you'd probably just be buying the tablet. is all you would be purchasing at the end of the 37 on the
Are we
37.
talking, we're talking computers, but you use the term tablet.
Well,
Is there two different items?
No, it's a tablet. I need to quit saying computer.
Well,
Yeah, because it's a computer. So it's a tablet
Okay,
with a keyboard.
okay.
And what they'll do is they'll come out here with the first 2 units and they'll put them into 2 chargers. And then when we get our new vehicle, they'll come back out after we take delivery of that vehicle. And then once we call them, they'll come back out and they'll install the new system in that new vehicle once we receive delivery.
You got anything else you want to put on Renee Bates?
Well, we're waiting on the title for our other Tahoe to come in.
Oh, I forgot we didn't sell that one.
And then that will go on Renee Bates. And then we have that dump trailer that did not sell on Renee Bates that I have gotten phone calls about. That needs to go back on Renee Bates.
Flatbed trailer, but
Yeah.
we need to put the dump trailer on there.
I was told from,
No, the
okay,
dump trailer's going on, it's in the minutes, I read it the other day in her office.
well, that may be something that y'all may need to talk to the Public Works Department about, because they told me they were
already
selling.
decided,
Yeah,
but
those, I think,
Public Works Department was sitting in here when we decided.
Okay, all right.
So that needs, it was already said by council that that's
yeah,
supposed to be sold.
and both of those, I think, were paid for out of.
Well, if y'all give us the direction, we'll go ahead and reload, it.
Yeah, that's what I was, yeah.
Yeah. But we're gonna need to put that flatbed trailer. Well, when we talked to Renee Bates, they recommended that we drop the
6,000.
reserve on it.
Yeah,
6,000.
put the dump trailer on there too.
Well, I'm not gonna say an amount because they're live on.
No,
what?
no, that's fine, that's
Yeah.
fine. No, I'm not saying the same amount, I'm just saying, put the dump trailer on there
Should
too.
be some kind of law says everything has to go on that side.
With taxpayers' money, it needs to be auctioned because it's purchased with taxpayers.
Yeah, it has to be auctioned and they're just, they're one of the easiest.
They are, they're great.
trusted ones, I mean, that's.
They're great.
They lost the check, or two, or whatever.
Yeah, the check was lost because we believe it got caught up in the storm.
And they put it in our account
That-
overnight.
yeah.
They wired us the money.
Wired us the
Wired
money.
the money
Yeah,
overnight.
sure did. And that's how they'll pay us.
That
So-
happened during the.
And that's the reason why I asked
snowstorm.
Brandon, and, I mean, we got a fair amount for that other Tahoe, way more than what we thought we were going
Yeah.
to. So, I mean, I would think that we could be able to get that Tahoe on there, and then we've got some monies that we can use already that we talked about using, I think, out of one of the budget lines, so.
I was talking to Annette and we had talked about possibly pulling it out of fuel.
That's what we were
And
talking
then,
about.
once we do the auction stuff, and I don't know if we can do this or not, that's gonna be something y'all have to discuss with her, is once we pull it out of fuel and we do pay for it, once we auction off those items, we can replace that money back.
Well,
It goes back into your
you-
department.
Fuel's budgeted it for your department 17,000 even
Yeah,
this year.
but what he's saying, Mayor, is if we, in order to pay for it now, take that out of the fuel budget.
Yeah, yeah,
And then he sells the Tahoe and we can put it back in his.
yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, I mean.
Because right now, we're 5 months into the year, and we've only used a third of the budget amount.
For the fuel,
Yeah,
Well,
we've only
that's-
used
that-
like
that-
and
$5,500.
then hoping we don't end up to $4 a gallon.
Well, yeah,
Well,
right.
that's true. I mean, the only blessing that we've had is we haven't had those Tahoes on the road. Those things are gas.
They are, they're
Those
gas
Chargers
guzzlers,
are, you know, those Chargers are probably pushing 18, almost 20 miles a gallon sometimes.
Yeah.
So,
Installation.
That includes installation and everything. They'll come out here and they will, we'll set an appointment with them and those will be installed inside those vehicles. And then once we remove that equipment off of it, we can take those dock stations that are currently in those vehicles right now and we can put those on Renee Bates and auction it off. Because we have some more stuff we want to put on there in the police department. The only other thing I'm going to need, if y'all choose to approve this, and I know we had talked about doing a resolution on it to enter in a contract agreement with them, but we will need that to enter into a contract agreement. So if there's if there's another meeting coming up soon, that y'all are gonna have before our next general session, that'd be great. If we could get a
That's the resolution right there.
That's the resolution for the vehicles with
Oh,
Enterprise.
you're talking about the, okay, I'm sorry. You're talking.
Yeah, we're gonna need
I'm sorry.
We're gonna need a resolution.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
And I can take this information right here. Is Jim on here?
Yeah.
Okay, I can take this information. I tried to call him last night about it, but he was probably tied up. But I can take this information and email it over to Jim McElroy so he can prepare a resolution.
Is Jim awake over there?
Yeah, either way.
So if y'all have a meeting, so if you have another meeting before your next regular session in April, if we could get this on there, that'd really, really help us. So we could get this ball rolling, get these computers out there and get them installed.
How long is that gonna take from the time you say yeah?
I would have to check back with her on that. I believe they have the equipment in their facility.
She said you could call her.
Yeah, I can call her.
Oh, that's all right. You went through that.
Okay.
I'm just,
Well, I can call her.
I'm kicking you in the knee, man.
So that's everything I have on it. We would appreciate the approval. It would really benefit us and help us out in the field. I know the officers are excited about being able to take those pictures and upload that stuff straight to the case files. It's actually going to save us some time in the office.
I'll be honest with you, and this is what I'm getting. I've got it from at least one council member and some of the citizens, is that this came up, I believe it was in November, December, 1 month into the budget, and then we're talking computers, and I'm being asked why this wasn't on the budget. We knew these computers were old, the ones that we currently have, they were old and decrepit and everything else. Why wasn't this in the budget now, and why are we going back? Why are we trying to move money around, which back then it was in the beginning of the budget year, right? Like 1 month in or 2 months in, we're wanting to amend the budget to accept 3 computers. Why wasn't that money already budgeted? That's the questions I'm getting, and I have no answer for.
And that's a good question. It's similar to the water department when the lift station goes down. We're sitting over there one day, and this was a freak situation where we had 3 computers that were gone at the same time. 2 of the computers that we lost, we purchased 2 years ago. And we should still have those computers in operation.
Well, it's a little bit different on lift station. We actually have money budgeted for that. You didn't have any money budgeted for
No,
computers.
we
What I'm saying
didn't
is,
expect this to happen.
this is what I'm getting from my end, is that it was what they call piss poor planning on the budget.
I understand.
He's saying they didn't break till after the budget.
Well, I know, but you already knew they were 10 or 12 years old. before
Well,
they-
2 of them were only 2 years old.
2 of them are only 2 years old.
Oh, I thought they were old.
No,
2 of them are like 2 years old, and I understand where that question's coming from. I've actually had the question asked to me, and what I asked the question back was, when's the last time you put in your budget to change your hot water heater or your air conditioner in your home? Because most people don't think about that. These are things that we use every day. Sometimes,
I understand. I'm just-
sometimes our creature comforts that we use, and I guess these aren't really creature comforts, but it's something we use every day to.
Right, and I'm not disputing that. I'm just relaying information that I'm getting from
Yeah.
somebody. And I
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to,
No, I've been asked it too,
Okay.
so I had to.
I believe,
I had to come back with a real life thing that related to the person that was asking me, and they were like,
Right.
and I said, exactly. I said, hey, should we have had, because, we get beat up as council because it was our responsibility, which the pressure is being pushed to them too, but too, we're saying, you're a council member, why do you think of that? Well, I don't know.
Yeah, that's,
When's the last time your
yeah,
hot water heater was changed out,
That's-
and do you have money budgeted because it's gonna go out?
that's exactly right. And that's where I'm coming
Yeah.
from.
my personal opinion is, and I'm not a computer person, but my personal opinion is the reason why we lost the other 2 computers is the reason why we lost my desktop computer, lost hers last year, and lost Susan's the same year is because of the Windows 10 update.
It's possible.
That's why I believe we lost the computers. Because we were required through CGIS to update to a Windows 10. And my computer one of the computers took the Windows 10 update, and my opinion is that the other 3 didn't, just like my desktop didn't, hers, and then this computer Susan had didn't.
Should we have somebody look at them?
We did. We sent them out to Chuck Witt, who's our tech support for our police department. And he believed that that is the reason why those computers crashed. Is they would not update to a Windows 10 from a Windows XP.
Okay, Chair would entertain a motion.
I'm gonna make a motion that we get this done. We've been pushing this around, and I think right now we're operating on one computer.
We're operating on one. We have another one that goes in and out.
Yeah, I think we're operating on one computer. We're fixing to come into the busy time of year, where I think y'all's schedules change and we've got more officers working at different times. That's gonna be a conflict of interest of being able to have people working and doing what we need to do. And not only that, we're gonna come into a busy time of the year where that's when our tickets are up because people are out on the roads and coming to the lake and this and that.
Mr. Featherston,
Yep.
before you make your motion though, can we discuss how we're gonna pay for it? So we know
Yeah,
where to, okay,
I was gonna put that in. there.
okay.
So, I mean, I wanna make a motion that we get this done. We're gonna have to pull money out of the fuel for now, and then we'll pull the money, I think it was out of the,
Well, we've got enough to pull it all out of the fuel
do we
right
have
now.
enough in there? You
Yeah.
think?
That'll make it 11,000. There'll be 6,000 left in there for fuel right now. And if we need to pull some from the tech, then we can.
Okay, so right now it'd be easiest to pull it out of the fuel. They get the Tahoe, so we put all that back into the fuel, and then we'll probably be really close.
We haven't gotten a title yet. We're still.
No, I know,
Yeah.
but we'll get it, and it'll
Did we apply
obviously,
for it?
Yes.
obviously it'll sell. So I think we get this done, we get these computers, we pull the money out of fuel, get the Tahoe online, get it sold, put that back into fuel. In this, we're gonna have to have Jim write a resolution for us to be able to get into contract to, what is it, Pete Technology?
This is a lease, right?
Yes, well, at least
No,
purchase.
Usually lease
This is,
purchase.
It's a lease
Yeah, it's-
purchase.
right. It's a lease purchase.
The answer is yes then, okay.
No, This
Yeah.
is for the,
So you would have to write a resolution, right, Jim?
Yeah, I'll do a resolution. It's just like the resolution I did for the other thing on the agenda
Yes,
tonight.
yes, correct. Does that make sense, what I'm asking
Yes.
to be done?
Yes.
So that's my motion.
I'll second the motion.
We're just gonna run that to watch our fuel costs,
should
so we get it all settled.
Like you wear tennis shoes to work.
should we tack onto that motion that we put a contingency in there in case something like this happens again for the next budget? Does that need to be in there, or am I looking too far ahead?
I think that's too far.
Yeah.
That's too far out of a
Okay.
motion.
well, it's
Okay.
automatically gonna be in there because it's gonna be 3 payments.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Kevin Featherston,
Leon,
Robin Meyer.
Chris Burkett.
All in favor, unanimous?
We did that.
All right.
We appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
yes, sir. Thank y'all.
We'll give you that other car.
But that white Tundra looked real nice with lights on it. You want to donate that?
Right.
Let's see, okay,
You need to look up.
moving on to 7B, discuss and action on ordinance 289-3-9-2021, amending the city of West Tawakoni Code of Ordinances by establishing a new section, number 5, under chapter 10, including article 5, street maintenance fee, sections 21.64 through 21.73, establishing an effective date, providing for publication, and ordaining other matters related in the foregoing. And I don't have those numbers in front of me.
Yeah. That is the one, it's got red writing up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, you got
Here you
it.
go.
The truth pages, yeah, I got it right
Okay.
here. Do we need to read this? Jim?
That,
What, the whole ordinance?
No, you're the pro.
Well, no, you've read the caption. That's all you need to read. I don't have now, didn't I leave blanks for the dollar amounts? Has that been filled in?
You did, and I filled in the blanks with
Okay,
information of what the motion was at the last council meeting.
okay.
They wanted put in place, and that is on the
Third page.
third page in red as well. That's why I'm putting it
It's
in
red with the
Black.
amounts in black.
Okay. So, you know, you're adopting this on first reading, which means you just approve it on first reading. It doesn't actually become law until second reading.
Right.
That way it'll give the chance for the public to have notice of it and know it's coming, and you may get some feedback from that.
Okay.
But these are funds that will be dedicated to street maintenance and repair. They won't be just general budget funds you can spend anywhere. They'll be funds you have to spend in those categories.
Right.
And when do we have to, when can we have a second reading on that? How many days?
Next meeting.
Next meeting.
I think you need to wait till the next meeting, and the reason being, you can rush something like this through, but then it looks like you're trying to hide
Yeah.
it's a tax increase by another name. You're trying to hide
Sure.
that from the public.
Yeah.
So you want to let this have the regular time to percolate, so community gets to, if they want to get involved, if they want to react to it, they can get back with you and tell you what their opinion of it is. As I told you, we've done this about some other cities, and by and large, the reaction was not as negative as you thought it might be. People thought that these were things that the city needed to be addressing, needed to be spending money on infrastructure. And as long as they felt assured that that's where the money was going to go, that it wasn't going to go in some other pot, that it was going to be spent on streets, then that seemed to be appeasing to most of the people who questioned it.
Okay. All right, anything else on that? We're moving to,
No, I mean, all you do is read it, there's nothing.
yeah.
Need a motion.
Yeah, we need a motion on it.
Need a motion accepting it.
I'll make a motion to accept the first reading of ordinance number 289-3/2021. An ordinance amending the city of West Tawakoni Code of Ordinance by establishing a new section under chapter 10, section 5, article 5, street maintenance fees, section 21.64-21.73, establishing an effective date, providing for publication, and ordaining other matters related to the foregoing.
I'll second that.
Who first? You did? Oh, Rob did.
Mhm.
Hang on.
Who seconded?
Kevin.
Kevin Featherston.
Okay.
Leon Myers,
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
All is unanimous. Moving on to to 7C, discussion and or take action on ordinance 290-3-9-2021 for outside city limits residential and commercial water sewer rates. We have that included in your packet. The rates are in red.
And also in
Or-
green.
Or green, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And go ahead and call item D too, because I put it all in one ordinance.
Okay, let me ask something about item D. Okay, item D is the septic dumping wastewater treatment plant ordinance. And you see he added it there as the very last charge in green.
Yeah.
But do we need, I thought we needed a little more information on that for as the trucks and liability and stuff like that.
We had talked
That's
about
what
it,
we
yeah.
had mentioned at
Yeah.
that meeting. So that's why we were thinking about putting it in a separate ordinance instead of, that's why I went ahead and that's why we put it on the agenda.
When you're talking about liability, Annette, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about, say like, if they dump something in there that they're not supposed to dump, or, I don't know. I don't know what liabilities would be involved. We had just mentioned it at the last meeting.
Like a dead body.
So I don't know if there's any more that needs to be added to this, but it's,
We're probably already treating some of this same dumping, just not getting paid for it. Because it's probably being introduced to our system through cleanouts.
Yeah,
but our heading of this ordinance
Ah, I
doesn't
see what you're
allow for
saying.
that. Just the heading of it doesn't include the sewer dumping is all I'm saying.
Okay, well, we can change that. And if we want to put it in a different ordinance, we can adopt it on first reading in this ordinance and then break it out in a second ordinance. I just didn't know where else to put it in code of ordinances because this is where we've established fees for water and sewer rates. And I think we want to keep this particular part of it in that ordinance because as we update fees, we don't want to have to search 30 different places in the code for the fees we need to update. Otherwise, we're going to skip over some and forget some.
I understand it, that makes sense.
We can always flesh out findings and all that in second reading if we need to. Or we can flesh out restrictions if we need to on how the mechanics of the dumping process. I've never seen an ordinance like that. I don't know what it would be, but I can certainly start looking and try to find one. You said Leonard had one. Is that what you told me, Mayor?
Yes. Leonard, Greenville, and I believe Canton.
oh, no.
Okay.
I don't think so. Canton, I believe. Yeah, Leonard, isn't that Hunt County, Jim?
Leonard is in Hunt County, yes. Last time I
Okay.
checked.
Oh,
So I'm gonna make a motion that we accept items 7C and D. That's gonna be ordinance 290-3-9-2021 for outside city limits residential and commercial water and sewer rates. That's item C. Item D is 291-3-9-2021 for septic dumping at the wastewater treatment plant.
I'll second.
on favor?
Kevin Featherston,
Leon Meyer,
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
Unanimous. Okay, we're moving to 7E.
yes, sir.
Discussion or take action on resolution number 376-3-9-2021 to approve the lease agreement for purchasing a police department vehicle and a water sewer vehicle through the Enterprise Fleet Management. This is actually the,
I'm gonna make a motion that we accept item 7E for the resolution 376-3-9-2021 to approve the lease agreement for purchasing of a police department vehicle and a wastewater sewer vehicle through Enterprise Fleet Management.
I'll second that motion.
Kevin Featherston,
We're not allowed to discuss.
Yeah.
Because I have some questions.
Well,
you
you
can,
can, I mean,
that's what it's there for. He just
And
made a motion.
these might just be simple questions, but what's the big, because I wasn't here on this council when this was first initiated.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the vehicle description? And what is the mileage? How many miles are we allowed on those vehicles every year? Do you know that?
Unlimited. Unlimited. There's no mileage.
I have it,
You know, are you saying something, Jim?
Yeah, what the way Enterprise works those leases is they monitor the mileage. And when it gets to the mileage point where they want to trade that car because they're gonna get their maximum trade in on it, they'll roll a new car in on it. We can put the miles we need to put on them. There's no penalty for mileage. But they're gonna monitor that mileage and they're gonna trade those cars out. When they get to that maximum, it's a scientific thing that they have where they study the most dollars they can get for trade-ins and they know where that mileage range is. And that's where they're trading those cars out. And that's part of how they make their money. is they bring you new cars when you hit that sweet spot where they want to go sell that car in the secondary market.
And you're sure it's set up like that?
I think ours had, I mean, I don't have all that information with me, but as the council, I think we've chewed on this several times, massaged it back and forth. And they changed it to a point to where we were all very comfortable with.
How old is the newest Charger and how many miles are on it?
2019,
3 years old or something?
they're 2019 long.
Okay.
One of them is sitting at 50 and the other one is sitting at 40, mid 40s.
That's not bad, really.
No, because they don't, they don't go to the house.
Yeah,
They stay
yeah.
here.
That's my next question.
Yeah.
This new one gonna go to the house, anybody's house?
It only goes to a house when either me and him are on call. If I'm not here and I'm off and he's on call, or vice versa. Like on Mondays and Tuesdays, well, particularly Mondays. On Mondays, I take one with me because I'm on call that night. And then the next night, on Tuesday, I take my personal.
So is it a truck, a car? What?
Yeah, I also to get to that, it's a Chevrolet 1500 Z71 with four-wheel drive.
Okay.
So you're saying the only one vehicle will go home 2 nights a week? Is that what you said?
Well, I take one with me on Monday.
Right, that's the
When
one.
he's on call, so on Friday and Sunday, he has one with him. If I'm not here.
What I'm trying to do, and this is something again, is driven by the citizens, is they appreciate that we've gone from 4 vehicles going home like we used to, down to 1. The last I heard, we were taking 1 car 4 nights a week, 4 out of 7. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
So, okay, that's what,
Yeah,
they
twice.
like that, but they're wondering, well, can we reduce that and have nobody take them home? And I'm like, well, I don't know. But again, I'm getting this from citizens. I don't think anybody in the council has brought it up, or at least I don't think. Not that I know of.
There's been some situations that's happened before where the citizens would much rather me go straight there and not come and get a car.
Yeah, right.
It's, cause it happens. It happens.
Well, I wanted to bring it up, because I wanted
Yeah, I understand.
it known again that, we have cut way back on all vehicles going home. And it saved a tremendous amount of money, and that's why we're only a third of the way into our fuel budget for the police department, as opposed to halfway through it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a direct reflection on 1 going home rather than 4 going home every night.
Right.
I have
Be-
one more
Becoming personal vehicles, I guess you'd say.
I want to say a little bit more about the question asked about the vehicle, Robin.
Okay.
If you don't mind. So, we're trying to find a 2021 model that's out there right now. And we're actively looking to try to find one that's already on a lot somewhere so we can speed this process up. For some reason, if we can't find one, it's probably not going to be until November of this year before we actually take delivery of one, because Chevrolet has stopped production on the Silverado line. So that there's a possibility we may not get it until, if we can't find a truck, we may not get it till November. But what
So
would you say?
the new models will be out by then?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, they've already ended the 2021 production year and they're starting to vamp up the 2022.
Does that also go for the other water sewer truck?
No,
Does
it
it got
doesn't.
the same specs at all? Is it none even close?
No, they could actually find a truck out there for them and they probably will. They'll
Okay.
probably find
Yeah,
one.
they'll probably find a truck for them. and-
Yeah, I just don't recall the specs on
Not
that.
any
I just
2020
have
models
one,
left?
I have one other question on your February police report. It said we completed our auction through Renee Bates' website and received enough money to be able to purchase our new vehicle. Could you give me a dollar amount on that?
For the auction,
Right here. It says on your police report, the February department report, it says right there, and I highlighted it. Give a dollar amount?
Yeah, it's 7,000, what was it,
It was
7,100?
$7,700 something dollars, but after their fee was taken out, it come to 7,100.
Okay.
So that's kind of misleading. It makes you think you're buying this whole car for whatever you sold that stuff for, not just paying.
Cause I was
one
surprised.
lead.
Well,
You caught that, that
but-
was misleading.
Well, it is.
It
actually
is. It is, but I mean, probably the only people here that would understand that would be Chris and myself, because we knew that they had to raise that much money for the upfitting. So I see what you're saying. You're right. It is misleading if you weren't privy to
Yeah,
the
like I said,
the past meetings.
but that 7,000 pays for the upfit. We have to pay a certain percentage of that upfit.
Okay.
So once we get this resolution and we find a truck, this process has to complete within 30 days, depending on what incentives are out there. It's no different than buying a car at a car dealership that you go buy privately.
Have you looked for any 2020 models?
There's not any out there that are new.
Okay. Go get a Dodge.
We may have to go to another manufacturer if we can't find what we're looking for.
My
I
other,
know Kevin drives a
Very
truck
right.
that's similar to what we would need in a Ford.
I would like to see this new truck not go home with anybody,
Well, we can park it behind a building, and it's not my vehicle, it's the city's.
because it's gonna drink a lot more gas in four-wheel drive than those Chargers do. And it's not gonna, and it might end up going four-wheeling on the weekend. So,
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
why
the
we
one
need a
driving it,
four-wheel drive
and
truck.
I don't
I'm
go
looking
four-wheel
at 15 on my shit.
places.
It's not a four-wheel
That
drive.
truck out there gets almost 19.
Right, my
Mine
Chevy.
doesn't.
And it is
That
four,
Dodge average is 19.
and it is four-wheel drive.
Mine
Yeah,
gets, mine gets 13
But
to
he's
14.
getting
It's
a decent amount of
terrible.
Oh, I
Chevy.
know. Toyotas are horrible on fuel.
Yeah,
He's
they're
talking about
gas-
a Chevy
Not
though.
Anyway, okay.
Or
Right,
the guy
That's
at
our
work
question.
got- the guy at work's got the Z71, same Z71, he told me the other day he's getting 21.8.
I'd just rather make that truck last longer by not somebody not driving home.
Okay, moving along to new business, number eight.
We
got-
need a
we got-
second
I
and,
thought you were
We
doing
got the
that.
second, we got the motion, we got the second.
Yeah.
Now all we got,
Okay.
we got to vote.
'Cause I've got Kevin
Kevin
and Chris down.
Featherston,
And these were in the budget, right? Leon Myers,
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
Unanimous.
yes, this was all pre-budget.
Yeah,
Thank you guys very much.
we're just rehashing it
Thank
all.
y'all.
New business, 8A, discussion or take action, approve recommendation to appoint James Shep, James C. to the Planning and Zoning Commission, place 4. James is the owner of the golf course over
Oh, I'm sorry, you go ahead.
I'll make a motion with appoint James.
there. Chris
I'll second
first,
it. I'll
Robin second, all in favor?
Kevin Featherston,
Leon Myers,
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
It all is unanimous.
Yep.
8B, discussion and or take action to approve recommendation to appoint Chris Bonowitz as co-chairman of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Chair, didn't hear motion.
I'll make a motion to approve, the recommendation to appoint Chris Bonwitz as co-chairman of the Planning and Zoning Commission. Yeah.
I'll second.
Kevin Featherston,
Leon Myers,
Robin Myers.
Chris Burkett.
Unanimous. Okay, discussion and or take action for nomination of or appointment of city council place 3. And somewhere, hang on, we've got these things somewhere.
So we got a couple of them in our packets, and then we had a couple more of them given to us this evening.
yes, and also, along with that, one of the candidates, sent an email that I'll give y'all a copy of.
What now, say it again?
she
There-
sent an email. she got a
Oh,
copy of
you
it.
got it in here?
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Let's get this,
Oh, man.
hold on.
Everything in that
Yeah.
new stuff, yes. It's gonna have Gmail at the very top of it.
Okay.
Looks like-
I
looks
got
like this.
I'm a little slow and don't play well with others, okay? So bear with.
We figured it out.
I don't have that.
Okay, you can look at mine.
Yeah. And say, I know on that one somewhere.
Since we didn't have all these to review before this evening, I'd like the opportunity to take more time to review them.
Hold on now. What now?
Since we didn't have all of these until this evening, I'd like to table this to give us more time to review the ones that were just given to us this evening.
That's certainly up to you guys.
I'd like to make that motion.
Chair, entertain a second.
I'll second
Got
that.
that. Oh, we're almost done.
It's right,
Oh, I was speaking to kill it.
Kevin Featherston,
Leon Meyer.
Robin Meyer.
Who seconded it?
Kevin,
Who first?
Chris.
Oh, okay, okay. So we're tabling.
Yes.
Okay. Table, TABEL.
You want these little ballots?
And in the
back?
interim,
Hand
in
back.
the
Y'all can give me the ballots
I was
back.
gonna say.
In the
Yeah,
interim,
let's save a
will
tree.
we take more, will we accept more candidate?
That's up to
applications?
y'all. If you want to put it out there, you can do that.
I would like to, I mean. Well, somebody's gonna have to give us the information before the meeting. Yes.
Deadline, when do they need to turn it in?
Whenever you're
Before our next meeting?
Before you put out a package.
Okay.
Yeah,
So we want to hold, we're gonna hold this until, well, this has to be in a regular session then.
Mhm.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
so, yeah.
So I would,
April's meeting.
I would say,
I don't
Oh,
count
this is
calendar.
yours. And then
He's
those
got
mine.
calendar.
I got my.
Okay, I got mine.
I would say let's have our deadline be, so the 12th's gonna be or the 13th's gonna be our next meeting.
There you go, sir.
So let's have the deadline be the,
Say like that, I'll need time to do background checks. So
Make it a week before.
yeah, I'm saying the
let's-
5th.
the 5th at the latest,
Yeah, the 5th, April 5th.
April 5th.
4 or 5 at the latest. And we just need to get it out there to the citizens.
Best.
Okay. Is any citizen input on the, non-agenda related?
None, hang on,
And-
change pages.
Big pardon?
No, I'm talking to Seth.
Did we get all the votes we needed on that for the table? Yeah.
Yeah, we did,
You
yeah.
almost killed.
Yeah, well, you slow to pull the trigger, so
No citizens input?
no
No,
citizen.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll second.
Kevin, Robin, all in favor?
Leon Meyer.
Kevin Featherston.
Robin Meyer.
Chris Burkett.
It is
Just right,
unanimous.
everybody.
And what time is it? Oh.
It
There you go,
is,
see?
8:05.
shorthand.
8:05.
I'll teach you shorthand before we know it.
Oh, no.
Hi.